Well, viewers out there, thank you for joining us on this program this morning. It's a special edition of our political reality, and with me on the studio today is an environmental scientist, a human rights activist, and an evangelist of the gospel of God. And he's my brother, my friend, and a colleague in the struggle for betterment of humanity. He's no other person but Dr. Paul Madmo.
Thank you,
You
sir.
are welcome. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, sir. It's my pleasure. Always a pleasure to be here with you.
Thank you. Let us begin this way. In recent time, Nigeria has been faced with a lot of security challenges and the issue of secession here and there. How will you describe Nigeria today?
Even though, I know that a lot of people have asked several questions. Are we a country? Are we a nation? Are we this? Are we that? Yeah, we essentially, by UN Charter and by global definition, we are a nation, and the reason is because we have a president, we are a federal republic, we have a constitution that is supposed to guide us, and we're a republic, and by that definition, we are a nation. Even though, if you ask a lot of my people, some people will tell you they are with the cessation that are going on. Some people have now taken the badge of Odudua, some have Biafra, and even the Middle Belt Republic that is going on. But it's all this mix that make up the constituent that we call Nigeria, and it's the reality of the times. And the reason is because when you sign a contract with somebody to do a business, and you are failing to keep to the tenets of the agreement, this is what you get to see. You get to, all the clauses of pull forth and back, and begins to happen. So this is why we have found ourselves in this quagmire, if I would say.
Good. You see, before the country Nigeria, we were living as a people in kingdom, chiefdom, and empire. Before the amalgamation, before the colonial rule that amalgamated the North and Southern Protectorate and bring all of us together as a nation. Do you see? That's what the point here is. It is not all of us that agree that we should come together and form the country Nigeria. Somebody else did that. Do you see the amalgamation of Nigeria as an incident or a planned program?
Whether incidents or planned program, every nation on earth is a creation of man. America that we have today, that we see, is a creation of man. Whether you talk about the UAE or even the Britain, so it's either you create it or incident will bring it. But again, whether you plan to have a baby or it happens by whatever incidents, the baby is not the issue. What the parents, what you do, the decision you make, how to nurture, what you do once the baby is there is what matters. And this is why, whether it's by incidents or by plan, it's not even the issue. What are we doing with the baby?
That leads to this question of this current agitation for secession. People want to have Biafra Republic, others want to have Odudua Republic, and all of that. We have been living together peacefully before now. What do you think is giving rise to this sudden agitation for this secession? Everybody want to go. Why? What do you think is responsible?
I'll continue with this incident of the analogy that just came up now. So one day the child wakes up and he realizes that dad and mom are quarreling, and it happens that somewhere along the line is like he wasn't in the equation, he wasn't planned, and financial problems started coming, and then he could hear the parent quarreling about sharing formulas, and no, you're the one that caused this baby, no, I didn't agree, no, you caused it, no. Then the baby now is finding that where would the baby stand? The baby has to find her root. This is exactly what you are having. Now we are saying, because we're standing in the exact position where our founding fathers stood. Nnamdi Azikiwe said, no, let's forget about our differences. We are one people, one nation under God. Ahmadu Bello said, no, we must recognize our differences. We should know our differences so we can know how to march forward. Awolowo had his own. Is it any different from what we are facing today? Oduduwa is saying, no, we want to. Biafra is saying another thing. Ariwa is saying another thing. We are still where our forefathers stood, exactly on the same platform. This is the problem that Nigeria is facing up until now.
Now, look at it this way. If for instance today we are to go our different ways, the Oduduwa to the west, the Biafra to the east, and the north, Arewa, what to the north. What do you think? Where do you think the Kwara states belong? When I say the Kwara state, I'm talking about the Benue, the Niger, the Kogi. Are we really northerners going with Oduduwa or going with Biafra? Where do you think the Kwara state will belong?
You know, maybe this will be the first time I'll be saying this on a platform like this. It will amaze a lot of people to know that what is keeping this nation together is not the Igbos or the Yorubas or the Hausas. What is keeping the nation together is the belt that is holding this nation.
The middle belt.
The middle belt. This same belt that, you know, when you dress, you don't think of the belt much. This belt that is not even considered. It looks inconsequential. But the majority of the people that fought the Biafran War for Nigeria came from the middle belt. This is the belt that is holding the country together. Now we have Boko Haram, the Fulani militia, and all the banditry happening in the north, which has spread. We have IPOB, of course. We had OPC and all the people from the south. Like if Nigeria, the mistake Nigeria will make is for a middle belt militia to rise. Once that happens, Nigeria is gone. And this is why Nigeria has to be careful. Because the people that we're supposed to be considering, it's not even the major tribes that have held power since the Nigerian's inception. It's these tiny little tribes that look inconsequential, and majority of them, they lie within this belt called the middle belt. Why you will know that our contraption politically has a serious problem? Like I ask a very simple question. If they say we are north central, where is south central? And this is why the agitation, that it's the middle belt. There is no such thing as
North central.
No, I mean, if there is
North central,
there will have to be
east central, south central, west central, and
all the centrals.
So,
but at least with the north and south, if there is if there's north central, there should be south central. So, but it doesn't exist. It tells you that there is something fundamentally wrong with the equation. And guess what? Once the foundation is wrong, if we don't solve this problem today, in 500 years, we'll still face the same thing.
Then you think that means that it means those people agitating? Don't you think the federal government should listen to those people agitating? Like Sunday Boho is recently talking and seriously talking about Yoruba nation. Nnamdi Kanu has been talking about. Don't you think the federal government should invite them and listen to them instead of this war and force approach? Don't you think they should listen to them?
It's even surprising that they are having dialogue with Boko Haram, people who have an ideology, and I'm saying this above board, above completely. You know, people who have decided that they are not a part of Nigeria.
Yes.
The Boko Haram, they've stated exactly what they want. We want to take over power, we want to run this country, we have an ideology, and sadly, an Islamic ideology to run down the entire thing. Whether it is, of course, it cannot be proper Islamic stuff, but this is the point that they've made. These people are our greatest enemy, and we are having dialogue with
negotiation with them.
Why can't we sit with the other people? Let's bring them on board. I think we should bring the greatest thing that can ever happen to a man is to make his enemy his friend. And that being said, I'm putting all the weight where it's supposed to be. Everything rises and falls on leadership. The agitation, everything we are facing today, right, lies squarely on the leadership of this nation. If Nigeria, the day Nigeria has a president who, when he's speaking, you're not seeing an Igbo man. When he's speaking, you're not seeing a Yoruba man. When he's speaking, you're not seeing an Igala man. You're not seeing a Tiv man. The day Nigeria has that kind, you're not seeing a Christian or a Muslim. You know, we almost had that with Abiola and Tofa. People saw Abiola. You don't. Abiola doesn't strike you as a Yoruba man first. You saw a humanitarian.
Yes.
You're not looking at a Christian or a Muslim. People didn't even take into cognizance the fact that both Tofa and Abiola were Muslims.
Yeah. And the vote was massive.
And they won.
Yeah, they won, yes.
So one of the greatest strategy in our nation's history is June 12th. Because we lost that. These are things that there are certain cycles that will probably not come in our lifetime. Life is about cycles. If you miss this period right now, you have to wait the next day for this
period.
But there are certain periods. If you miss rainy season, you have to wait for another rainy season. Now there are seasons that happens in decades, and there are seasons that happens in centuries, and some are once in a lifetime. It's possible Nigeria has missed that lifetime. We don't know. We don't pray so, but we just hope.
Then, with the last one, would you describe Nigeria as a country of citizens or country of tribesmen?
Like I said, by population and by land size, we are a country. We are a nation by definition, because we have a federal, presidential, constitutional republic. That is what is our definition. But in reality, you can ask anybody, the average Nigerian on the street, the badge of Nigeria is not the first. And until the ingredient, the fabric of the average Nigerian is Nigeria, we are not.
Because I see why I am talking about is even the government is a contributing factor to this problem. You can see sometimes you go to field form, they will add tribe, religion, state of origin. I'm looking at all this as being divisive than uniting us.
Absolutely. Good. These are part of the fundamental problems that until we deal with it, we can only continue to deepen the divide. Every time you fill that form, what you're doing is that you are annihilating yourself from the nationhood called Nigeria. Every time, because the person that is going to see that form is going to see a Christian, a Muslim. He's going to see an Igbo, an Isoko, and he's going to see a Biron person. He's going to see a tribe.
Different from himself.
And this is what we get when we enter school, when we go to the banks, when we fill up for jobs. So the entire ingredient and constituent that makes up this nation is dividing, is tearing us apart.
Well, viewers at home, in case you might want to ask questions or make contribution, you have two numbers there that you can call. We have 070 13 55 30 87. Once again, 070 13 55 30 87. Then you can also call 081 62 63 77 62. Once again, 081 62 63 77 62. You can call any of those two numbers to ask questions or make contribution. Then the current challenge, one of the major challenges that is facing Nigeria currently, the major one now is insecurity. We are talking about cessation and this agitation, but another major one is security. There's barely a day that passes without people being killed in numbers, and it's not in just one part. In the northeast, northwest, north central, the east, all parts of the country, nowhere is secure today. Do you think the government is doing enough?
How do I even put this? This is we listened to the presidential media chat just a few days ago, and when it comes to the issue of the security, I'm even more saddened, deeply saddened by how the president has, by his submission, he's even made, he's helped to widen the divide of the insecurity in Nigeria. And I'll say it very, straightforward so that our viewers can understand what we are saying. I can't understand. I truly cannot understand how our president can ban Twitter over the same insecurity, over Twitter not taking the side of government or governance for Nigeria. They have a point. If Nigeria can go to the extent of banning Twitter and removing Twitter completely from Nigeria's space. But we are talking about an issue where not just in one place, people are dying every day. In their tens and hundreds, people are dying every day. And my president is saying that the governors should be responsible. They should go back. I mean, he even gave an example that 2 governors came to him and he told them to go back to their to go that didn't they campaign for election? They did. If they did, they should go back and take their responsibility. Is that how much the value of Nigerian life means nothing? If Twitter can be banned from that level, why will the president abdicate his responsibility to the governors? I would think that if the president, like he rightly said, and he articulated the problem, why wouldn't he turn the heat back? Why wouldn't he take his place? If you come to my house or to my business place and you are irresponsible, I'll show you the way. There are constitutional proceedings that the president can take. There are things he can do. And this is the point we're making, that it means that the average life means nothing to the president. Because it doesn't even make any sense at all that up until today, we still have open grazing, which is one of the fundamental cause
of the herders and farmer
clashes. The president himself has said that the people killing are his kinsmen from other part of the
African
that are coming in, and the only reason they are coming is that they are latching on these grazing activities that are going on, and yet the president does not seem that is it until when everybody is killed? So there's a serious gap, because let me put it this way. You see, with Boko Haram's killing, is a direct enemy of the state.
That is understood.
That is understood, that we need to fight headlong and deal with. But the Fulani herdsmen, militia, pogrom that is going on, because you see, Nigeria is a nation that is very religious, and we have been divided along our ethnic line. Every time there is a death as a result of the Fulani militia killing, what we're doing is that we're widening the gap. We're showing clearly that we're a different people. That an Igala man is not an Igbo man. That a Tiv man is not a Yoruba man. That the Fulanis have come, that the killing by the Fulani militia, that's what he's doing. And we need to understand this. It's different from the killings from the Boko Haram. The killing by the militia is dividing us. Every day is widening this gap.
We're united against the Boko Haram because we know that they are our common enemy.
Thank you.
But in this case,
it's
different thing. I mean, I'm thinking
and dangerously, because we see, because of course the highest population or the number of people who are involved with the Fulani militia killings are of a particular religion and of a particular tribe. So you see how dangerous it is.
Well, that is security. Then lastly, can we say Nigeria economically, do you think we are making any headway? If you assess the 6 years of this administration compared to the outgone administration, do you think Nigeria is succeeding economically?
There is a data that was released a few days ago that the Buhari regime has pulled from poverty 10 million Nigerians. I challenge this government. We are in an era where we have done BVN, we have done NIN,
a digital era.
We've done all of this. Thumb printing everywhere. We have data. We have the Minister of Digital Economy. Please publish the 10 million people with their name. This is where we should see their name, their religion, their tribe, the state they come from. Publish it. If we can see 10 million Nigerians out of poverty, I can tell you that alone, that data alone,
will stabilize the country, will calm down a lot of tension.
This is all I need to say. I don't need to talk about the fact that in just a few days of banning Twitter, we lost the turnover of over 4 trillion naira. So what are we talking about? The bulk of the people who are not even dependent on government. The government, by its policies and decision, is further dwindling these resources that we don't even have and pushing the brinks of our poverty rate into something else.
Then, marrying all together now, security-wise, we are a little or far below average.
It's not on the table because the skills are there. Security is not even on the table. Where we are right now is not even 0/100. We are in the negative. Because as we are talking right now, people are dying. So where is the security?
Then economically too, we are below average. So will you say Nigeria is a failing state?
Economically, security, Nigeria is a failed state.
Fail? No, I would want to disagree with that. Will you say no? Why I say failing state?
I will tell you what it is. Where are the people that kill Gulag?
They have not been fished.
Do you know that you can take a gun right now, move out and shoot anybody in Nigeria, and you will walk and go? Do you know?
But we still have a government apparatus in place. We have the security.
It's called a failed state.
We have the police, we have the army, we have the judiciary, we have the legislature, we have the House of Assembly in the states. So, I mean, I don't want to...
That is why, you see, this is getting me agitated right now. I'm getting angry with this. Where are we going? The president is sitting down and talking one thing. The legislatures are doing a totally different thing. And right on the street of Nigeria, you can do the goddamn hell, whatever you want to do, and walk away without being apprehended, without nothing. It's called a failed state. Quote it anywhere. People die without recourse. Even the bandits that are captured, I mean, where are they?
They have been rehabilitated. And
what are we talking about? This is a failed state. This is what a failed state is about.
The arrested Boko Haram and bandits have been rehabilitated and incorporated back into this.
Even the military alluded to the fact that they are the ones giving information to their people. Because what they've done is a strategy of inclusion into the Nigerian government. So they repented, but it's a strategy. So they come in and now they have entered inside and they are giving information to their people. This is what has happened.
Well, finally, before we bring the program to an end, what would you suggest as a way out? What is the way forward? How do you get out of this?
Let me try and proffer some solutions that I see and to help in this discourse, because I don't understand how today here in Abuja, in 1960, Abuja didn't even exist.
That's correct.
But we have Abuja today. And the president talks about the grazing routes that existed, for which if you check from the gazetted one, only Oyo State in the southwest is even inclusive. The rest are within the Middle Belt region and the north. So in the first instance, the killings and the grazing that is taking place in the southern part of this country is even completely out of the constitutional yes,
mapping out.
You understand? So that's one. But my point here is so improving solution. It is in this country that children were left in the evil forest to die. It is in this country that twins were killed. It is in this country that the genitals of female children are being mutilated and cut culturally. It is in this country that when El-Rufai was with the Minister of FCT, hotels, businesses, people who built in areas where they're not supposed to were pulled down. I'm talking about the high and mighty were pulled down. And we're talking about a culture of people who parade all around in 21st century. At a time where we are sitting down here and the whole world is watching us.
Sorry. Yeah, you know, in advanced countries like Canada and those places where the rare animal, Brazil.
Yes.
They can't roam about like that.
They can't roam about because I can tell you, as an environmentalist and a specialist in agri, the beef, the production of meat from the cows that graze around is not even half of that of the cows that are ranched.
It's less proteinous.
Exactly, in every quality and in every form. So it's not even of any good at all to us as a people. And then we're talking about a culture of people. My president is a Fulani man. Is he carrying sticks in the bush and parading about? My FCT minister is a Fulani man. Not any difference from the boys who are roaming around. Is he carrying sticks and roaming around? So what culture are we talking about? We, the Middle Belt people, were essentially peasant farmers. Today, the world is talking about precision agriculture. What it means is that in Israel today, drones go to the sky and feed. They know every plant, the nutrient, the requirement of water and nutritional content is measured and is fed from the sky. This is the world we're living in. We're living in the world where the world can see us from this space. And we're talking about a culture of a people. What are we really talking about? We have gotten to the place where we don't even, our value system have completely been eroded. What I'm saying is that the president has a chance. He has a chance to be that man that declared, I am for everybody and I am for nobody. He should be that man. The man we voted for is not a Fulani man. For him to come out and take a side with the Fulani man means he's not a Nigerian president, but a president for the Fulani people and the North. But he has a chance. And part of what he needs to do is to make sure that there's an orientation for his people. Open grazing must be abolished in the same way all the things that I talked about culturally that have been abolished.
You know, before now, it was seen as a taboo to give birth to twins, but
Thank
it was
you.
abolished.
It was abolished. This was a cultural.
Female genital mutilation was a culture, but it was
Exactly.
so that all those things, because it is viewed and understood that it is counterproductive.
Thank you.
That's why they were abolished. So the same thing.
Open grazing is counterproductive. It has killed too many people.
And it should be.
It should not be something we should even be discussing. We should not be discussing Malu in 21st century Nigeria. We should not be discussing Malu. Malu should not be what our discussion should be about. We should be discussing something else. So there needs to be an orientation. The president needs to come out firmly and be the president of Nigeria. These are part of the things that will quell the security situation, because, and again, it will affect, the thing with the security is that the moment you can deal with this issue of security and also come up with wise people, hard-thinking people. You know what religion does to us as people? Religion stops you from thinking, because we say, God, God will help us. God will help us. Well, since we are here on this, God is not coming home. This equation, this national discourse, it doesn't even concern God. God has finished his own sins. So this is why I'm pushing and I'm holding the president responsible. Yes, the president will hold other people responsible. The governor will hold the local government chairman responsible. And then it will take it down like that. But the box rests on the table of the president.
Because like he said, the governors campaigned and they were voted for.
Exactly.
Equally campaigned and
he voted for.
Yeah.
He should hold them responsible so that he can hold the next people responsible, and Nigeria can be the best place. Because what are we talking about, my brother? All the geographical belt of this world, they all pass through Nigeria. We are too blessed to be where we are, and there is solutions to what we are talking about. It can be done, it should be done, and it should be done now.
Thank you very much. Viewer, this is the much we can take from our brother, a doctor of environmental resource management. And the issue we've talked about so far all borders on the Nigerian security and economy. And by his grace, we hope to be with you again at another time. And it's such educating and a very wonderful moment all through this period. I think we have one call that we should take for now before we round up the program. There's a caller online that we should take. Hello?
Hello.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes. Where are you calling from? Who are you and where are you calling from?
My name is Ahmed Ibrahim. I'm calling from Anyigba.
Okay, in
Kogi
Kogi
State.
State. Okay, one.
Yes, Kogi State. The
We are,
local government, Kogi State.
we are talking about
I
the nation
yes,
Nigerian and
yes,
the problem of ethnic
I
nationality.
exactly. I have been listening to the program they get in the studio, painstakingly, and I understand the fact that yes, what he's saying, especially the area of reorientation of the Fulani ethnic nationality, one of the ethnic nationality in Nigeria, I quite agree with him that this problem of kidnapping and even armed banditry associated or occasionally in the north central here, where they refer to as middle belts also, where we fall in, are oftentimes occulted by the Fulani ethnic nationality from the coup people get that they got. So apart from this grazing of their animal, Fulani that we know then are not of the Fulani that we are seeing today. So my thinking or my contribution, my little contribution is that yes, I agree in totality that the power that be, especially the presidency, should be made to understand that this is 21st century again, that the world has moving on from the cultural perspective to reality. Reality in the sense that technology is advanced and people are changing, so that we need to give ourselves a kind of reorientation that actually there are so many things that we need to be discarded. That in providing solution, as my learned brother is saying, we have to look at it deeply and support the banning of this open grazing. It has to be totally banned. And I think I really enjoyed and agree in totality with the position of presentation of the guest in the studio.
Thank you.
All right, thank you very much for your contribution.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. You see, as we are rounding up, this reminds me equally. For the president to have said that we know those people that are doing those things, they are not from this country. Therefore, it means it's an admittance that our border is porous, that our security system is poor.
But you remember when the president gave an open pass to all the people that they can come in without any what's it called now, without visa,
Without restriction.
without restriction. I mean, that was done, and this is when these guys started moving in. In any case, where do we go from here? I think I pray that the president can, because I know he's a very honest man. The President Muhammadu Buhari, is very honest. The sad thing is that you can be honest. You can be sincere, but if you are sincerely wrong, it's even more dangerous than somebody who is not sincere.
We hope to draw the curtain here for now, and at another time we'll bring to you again another interesting edition on the national issue like this. Like I told you, our guest speaker here is a resource person, and this is where we have taken from him. At another time again, we are going to come from another angle, and I guess you will enjoy that. Satisfying you is the best we are all out to do on URTV. Thank you very much for your time and for being with us on the program.